NFL MVP race is heating up, but the Cowboys' Micah Parsons, who we're just talking about, wants in on the conversation, tweeting this. Why is this a QB-based award? JP, as we welcome the folks back to the desk for Say It Louder, does Micah Parsons have a point? Has this just become the QB award?
I think it has, but I think you can ask a legitimate question about most valuable player. Like, we're not talking about most outstanding player. We're talking about the most valuable player. And so when we consider value in the NFL, quarterbacks are more valuable than anybody else on the football field. That's why they get paid more than anybody else. There's only one of those guys that typically plays at one time, and there aren't even 32 starting caliber quarterbacks in the NFL. So I think we got to start there with our evaluation. Like, is it fair? No, but these guys do provide more value than anybody else, and they dictate the outcomes of games more readily than any other position can. The other thing that I would say to him, he needs to be worried about the run fits instead of worried about postseason awards. We just got done talking about this Dallas Cowboys team. Phenomenal pass rusher. Micah Parsons was one of my favorite players to watch while he was at Penn State. I think the world of him. Do all that at the end of the season. Do all that at the end of the year. And he's going to be in perfect position to make his case. Let's worry about the here and now if you're him.
I agree with everything you say about what quarterbacks do to affect the game. The last non-quarterback to win MVP was Adrian Peterson 10 years ago in 2012, where he was 9 yards away from breaking the all-time rushing record. Coming off of a torn ACL,
Yep.
I think understandably so, he deserved to be MVP that season. I think if you look at other non-quarterbacks who could have won it, let's go to my guy Cooper Kupp last year, who was just a couple yards away from breaking the all-time receiving yards record. The effect that he had on games each and every time the Rams played, I think you could say, yeah, Cooper Kupp affected winning just as much as any of the quarterbacks that would be up for MVP last season.
Do his stats look that way without Matthew Stafford throwing him the ball?
They were really damn good with Jared Goff as well.
I'm not saying they weren't good, but what I'm saying is that if he doesn't have – so let's take Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford out of there. If Marcus Mariota is their quarterback, what do his numbers look like?
Over 1,000 yards?
And that's
1,100 yards.
That's the kind of the point that I'm getting at, because Jared Goff's a quarterback that can take a team to a Super Bowl as well, and he needs pieces around him. But what I'm saying is, you take a quarterback that doesn't have some sort of elite traits and skill set throwing the football, then your team and guys like Cooper Kupp and all that other stuff, that evaporates to me. And I think that's a large part of the paradigm in the way that people think about this award. The value that the quarterback brings is immense.
We just have to then start just calling Offensive Player of the Year.
We absolutely
the
could.
Best non-quarterback award.
We absolutely could. And I wouldn't be upset with that. This is a flawed award. It's like the Heisman Trophy in college. It's flawed, but it is what it is at this point.